Hello, this is Double Dose to Dylan on, I am Dylan Miller, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeartRadio, wherever it may be, however you're listening. This is Daily Dose of Dylan. Only said Double Dose because, as you know, on Friday I couldn't do a podcast. I actually went to Pennsylvania for Gettysburg to learn some stuff over the week. It's very good, but I'm not going to let that distract me from what really matters. And what really matters is Rodgers is trying to get out of Green Bay. All right? That's a problem. All right? So this, I believe it's repairable. All right? You know, I'll talk about that later. This is all right, so the first round. It is possible that this year there could be like a 30 for 30 documentary on this. Because, you know, like, what is it? Because there was a lot of questions, going into this draft. Who will the Niners pick? What are the Jets going to do? You know, Falcons, what are they going to do? Broncos, what's going to happen there? On top of the Rodgers drama, with everyone who was included in there. This is, this is a crazy, thing here. So, I mean, I thought there were some good picks in the first round. How well did I do here? I think I went 11 for 16 or something on my first round picks. I only did 16 of them. I didn't really call much of them. I got Lawrence, Wilson, Pitts, let's see, who else? I don't know. Who else did I get? Waddle, Sewell, Surtain, Smith, Fields, Parsons, and Slater. After that, I got all those wrong. Vera Tucker, I didn't, and this was all based on what had happened in the draft already. The Dolphins weren't going to take, even if Waddle was there, they were going to take him. You know, I fell for that smoke screen of Mac Jones and all that. You know, I thought they were going to take him. I really did. I should have known, I did mention that, I didn't believe it because none of the crazy moves the Niners had made in the past couple of years have been leagues like that. But I started to buy into it, and I'm glad they made the right choice. I've been saying Trey Lance is the right choice, while keeping Jimmy G. Making Trey Lance a starter is not right. He's a ceiling guy. So, I thought that was one of the better picks of the draft. Raiders are remaining strange. Alex Leatherwood, I thought that was the reach of the draft, really. Reach of the first round. I liked that they took Eric Stokes. I did. Because he's a corner. You know, he's a good corner behind Alexander and Kevin King. He fills the position that we need. And we got an Ohio State center. That was good. I like the Packers draft, actually. I liked Josh Myers. He's an Ohio State center. Any O-lineman from Ohio State is good. And then, from there on, and then we got, I love Amari Rodgers. I think he's a great receiver for Clemson. And then after that, we just, added depth to our O-line, and then we added one more running back that's not going to matter in the 7th round. I liked what we did. I really did. I don't think the criticisms of our drafter is fair. I honestly think the reason they're criticizing our draft is because, it's probably because it's probably because of Rodgers. They were expecting us to draft every offensive weapon there was. No, we have other needs. We're not just going to listen to, I don't know whose side I'm on here, but when it comes to the draft, we got to focus on what the team needs. Because if we're drafting all these weapons for Rodgers and he leaves, it's going to be irrelevant. We're still going to need a corner, some sort of edge rusher. We're still going to need all those things. So why would we waste time taking care of Rodgers when he might be out of here soon anyway? So we addressed the corner need, we addressed the receiver, the O-line. We lost Corey Linsley, even though we were still great. We lost Corey Linsley. We could have used a center. I liked the picks we had. But speaking of Green Bay, they had just a tiny problem. Rodgers wants out. Just a tiny little problem for Green Bay. The face of their franchise wants out. We don't think Jordan Love is ready yet. At least I've heard they don't think he's ready yet. And in Green Bay, I found out the stat, no quarterback has played 17 years there in Green Bay. Now, I think he stays. I think this is repairable. I don't think this is one of those things. I don't think it's a Watson thing where it's like, all right, you lied to me about having a say in the GM. And I'm sure Watson, I don't think Watson would have minded not being in it as long as they didn't tell him he'd be in it. Like, they told him straight up, you're going to be in the decision making, and then he wasn't. I think that's what tweaked him. But like, what can you get from a Rodgers trade for Green Bay? I would listen to some offers actually. I mean, I'm sure Rodgers would hate it, but try listening to some offers. Because he's leaving at some point. Even Tom Brady left the Pats after his contract was expired. So Rodgers, when his contract has expired, he's headed out. There's no two ways about it. Even if he forgives them for what they did. I mean, LeBron forgave the Cavs for trading Kyrie after they told him that Kyrie was staying, but he still left. But he left on a good note. He ended in the finals. That was the only way LeBron was supposed to leave Cleveland. The only way. And, unfortunately, it was a loss, but I mean, it was a great way to end. But, even if Rodgers forgives them, he's going to leave. Because he's too frustrated with it right now. And even if they win, 2 Super Bowls, it's tough. But I think the Rodgers, if they trade, the Broncos have some good assets, actually. If they get Judy in that trade, that's cool. That's money. But, I think they should repair it. I mean, you can't just let him walk. You don't just let him walk. A guy like Aaron Rodgers is someone you try your best to keep. Again, I love what the Niners did. I did. I mean, I don't know about the rest of the draft, but I love what they did in the first round. Whose draft I really love? I love the Dolphins. The Dolphins did a great job in the draft. I think the Bears did a great job. I think the Jets had a good draft. I mean, I think the Bears and the Dolphins had a better draft just considering, they have, we know they're playoff teams and they're, a quarterback away and all that. And the Dolphins might have their guy, but they don't even know. The Bears knew Trubisky was not it. But, I... Mitch wasn't it. I mean, I just forgot what I was saying for a second. I lost my train of thought. But, alright, anyway, because I predicted the headline. I was like, what will the biggest headline be? Who the Niners pick, what the Falcons do, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Or the great quarterback you traded. Now, if Rodgers weren't in the way, it would probably be the Niners picking Lance. But it's clearly Rodgers. I mean, that man has one foot out the door. I'd say he probably has his right foot out the door and his left foot is halfway out. He has a foot and a half out the door. Now, if Gutekunst pulls hard enough, he can get those feet back in. If you push it to half a foot out the door, half his right foot out the door, that would be good. But that's the biggest headline so far. I don't know whose side I'm on. It's really tough. There's reasons for both sides. I mean, I know how to sit on the fence pretty well. I've done it a couple times in my life. This is one where I don't know what to do. Like, if someone were to ask me about this, like, oh, who's signing you on, Rodgers or Green Bay? And no one has yet. But I would be stumped. I have no idea. Like, normally, if someone asks me about a situation, I've already processed it and I know what to say, like, to have both sides agree with me. But, like, this, I would, like, if anyone confronted me about that, they're like, hey, who's signing you on? I'd be like, I have no clue. Alright, so what were some of my favorite picks from last night? Who were some of my favorite picks? I liked Kyle Pitts to the Falcons. Because they couldn't trade anything. No one was trying to really trade with them, because I guess they were asking for too much, but Kyle Pitts to them was a good pick. It was the best thing they could have come up with. A corner would have been nice, but they couldn't pick any corners, so I loved Micah Parsons to the Cowboys. It bolsters their defense. Cowboys had a confusing draft. I'll talk about that later. I love the Jets picking Elijah Vera Tucker. I thought that was great. I loved Rashawn Slater to the Chargers. That was a steal, really. That was really a steal. I loved that the Lions took Penei Sewell when they had the chance. And I also loved Trey Lance. I did not love the Bengals picking Jamar Chase, because, sure, he played with Joe Burrow, but how is he going to get the ball if Burrow's getting sacked every other play? I mean, come on. So those are some of my favorite picks from last night. And the Packers aren't in there because I didn't love the pick, but I liked it. I mean, the Packers didn't need a hit in the draft. They really didn't. They just need some sort of bolster on their O-line, their corner, and their edge rusher. That's all they need. Not much. So I do have one question. So, the last couple weeks it was all Mac Jones. Mac Jones is great. He's a stealing guy. He can play whatever way. Shanahan loves him. It's great. When did the Niners fall in love with Trey Lance? You fall in love with a quarterback at some point. The Packers clearly fell in love with Rodgers, otherwise they wouldn't have picked him. When did they fall in love with Rodgers? No one knows. When in the hell did the Packers fall in love with Jordan Love? No pun intended. Like, seriously. When did that happen? But when did they... I mean... Clearly they're not paying Rodgers because they're not going to pay 3 quarterbacks. Especially one with the biggest cap hit next year. But... if they could have traded that third pick... Oh, sorry. That third pick for Rodgers... That's an easy one for me. He wanted to be on the team from the start, but they decided Alex Smith is better. So, I don't know. I mean, it would have been perfect for him, but obviously that's not going to happen. And honestly, as a Packers fan, I don't think there's any better situation for him in the league. The Chiefs got Mahomes. The Bucks have their quarterback. They have Kyle Trask in the back too. So, I mean, and then the Niners, they got their 2 quarterbacks. So and the Bills got Josh Allen. Who is better than you than Green Bay right now? Who will provide better weapons, better coaching, better front office? Who will provide that? Who will provide that better than Green Bay? With the exception of the Bills. The Bills, Chiefs, Bucks, and Niners. Who? Answer is no one. No one. No one will provide a better situation for him than Green Bay. Alright, so 3 quarterbacks would pick